What's up guys, it's Drac, and this is the Pyroraptor, the latest Adventure Force blaster tying in with the Jurassic World tie-in. And if things sound different or feel different this video, that's because we're trying out some new equipment, we're trying out a new filming format, so if you like it, leave a comment down below. If you don't like it, still leave a comment down below. It's good for the algorithm. Sometimes YouTube just randomly unsubscribes people. I don't even know if that's true. I've just heard other content creators say that. So if it's been a while and you're joining us for some dino goodness, go ahead, check. Make sure you're subscribed and you've hit the bell and all that stuff. And if you haven't done that or YouTube took it away from you, do it again, because that's where we're at on this platform. But let's start off by talking about the Pyroraptor's box. So on the box we have the Jurassic World and the Adventure Force logo telling us that this is a Walmart exclusive. It says clip-fed blasting, which is really mag-fed blasting. Shoots up to 80 feet, which means that we can expect that this will be a little bit better than Elite-style performance, which is pretty in line with full-length Adventure Force blasters. Blaster, of course, is called the Pyroraptor, based off of the Alpha Predator from the new Jurassic World movie, and it says pump-action clip-fed blasting. That means this one's going to be a sp-up-up-up-ringer. On the back, the only features worth really noting are that it has a, quote, tactical grip, which has a claw on it. It's got a proprietary magazine that holds 10 rounds. It looks like it's completely in-strike compatible in every other way. It's just kind of funky on the bottom, a la Doominator line or something like that. The tactical foregrip has feathers on it, and then there's going to be an adjustable stock. Unboxing speed run, go! All right, so to begin with the Pyroraptor, we'll talk about the aesthetics. Moving from back to front, we have this really funky dragon feather wing velociraptor stock. It's got some gold trim on it. That trim is on both sides, which is definitely nice. There's not much else to say about the stock itself. It is fitted onto an M4 style kind of buffer tube in the back here, so you can put whatever level of tactical compatibility you wanted on it, whether that's a toy stock from other Adventure Force blasters or something from the world of real steel. Moving on up top, you've got a carry handle. The carry handle is remarkably comfortable. It's very large and it fits in with the industrial design aesthetic of the blaster. Looks pretty good. You've got a pretty standard grip. No safety on this blaster given its lower power trigger. Magazine release. The magazine release is nice. Also leads into that in-strike magwell there. It is a full-length in-strike magwell. And of note, you can drop with the breech closed because the pusher itself is pretty skinny. Then up front, you've got this kind of gnarly tooth setup here, really evoking the dinosaur theme, along with a pump grip that's kind of like an AFG. It's a very slight angle, and then it's got these feathers on it that you can wrap your fingers around into. Up top, of course, there is no muzzle attachment. Neither is there the kind that you could slip in like Dart Zone's done in the past, nor is there an in-strike muzzle attachment like Hasbro would have done. One final point on the aesthetics is while there is paint on both sides, if you count this kind of gilded paint system, something that I wish Ultra could have done a better job on, there's really no paint anywhere else on the blaster. It's doing something that tends to be a little bit of a cost-saving measure. I wouldn't say it's explicitly cheap in this instance. They've got a sticker on both sides of the magwell with the Jurassic World logo, but it would have been nice to see some sort of paint or detail to make the molding of these feathered wing things really pop. As such, it just seems a little flat. Overall, I think that it's a pretty decent looking blaster. I really like the dino flavor and molding. I like that you get the teeth, you get the wing, you get the feathers, all without costing you any real ergonomic features in this case. So with that said, let's move on to the features. Stock is actually pretty good. The feathers here have a nice curvature. I like that. The articulated nature of it lets you get out pretty far without any flex. The actual built-in buffer tube stocks on the Adventure Force blasters tend to be really, really strong. So this is no exception, that's good. The grip itself has knurling and then a scale kind of mold thing, which gives it nice grippiness. The trigger feel feels pretty good as well. There again is no lock here, so that's making that feel pretty decent. I do really like this, this distance for the mag release. I can hit it with my middle finger very comfortably. And then of course the fact that the breech, whether closed or open, you can drop the magazine is quite nice. Now, as for the overall fit and finish of it, the throw when you pump is very smooth, but also a little short. You want to be very careful not to get a finger in between this flared out feather in the magwell and here. So it is an AFG. You want to stay up on the AFG. You definitely don't want to be behind it while you're priming. Then priming forward pushes the dart into the breech. A pretty standard pump action springer. You know, the Velocitrooper, so to speak. Pump, fire, feels pretty good. One big question is, of course, does it have slam fire? And it does have slam fire, making this our feathered trooper of choice, I suppose. So no jams, slam firing through is pretty good. Looks like we have a couple of darts left. Let's put those through. And I actually just fed 2 darts there accidentally by half slam firing, and I still fired both of them. That's pretty cool overall. So from a feature perspective, the stock feels pretty good, the trigger feels pretty good, the pump action feels pretty good. The breech system is of course that standard pusher style breech, almost like a Nexus, but with a built-in skinny pusher. Kind of cool, and then it's creating a seal on the darts. That's very interesting because it gives me an idea for what we could do to this blaster in the future, since it's using the pusher into sealed breech style system. Now, of course, there is a lot of dead space up in the front here. As you look through, you see that the actual barrel is only a small portion of the blaster's usable length here. I'm not sure if it has a metal barrel, but we'll find out. Let's take it outside, put it over the chronograph, then do some downrange shots. All right, so we're gonna start out here with the Pyroraptor using its included waffle tip full-length darts. 72, 79, duplicate 79, 74, 72, and now Jinx is very curious about those darts. So that's, pretty safe to say that for a pump action Springer, it's, not a pro blaster, but when you're comparing it to the Elite standard, it's significantly better. Now, it appears we have a few darts left. Let's see how many we can get on target. We've put the target only about 35 feet away for the purposes of this demo, so. And that is our first jam. It appears that the more you use the darts, as they become less stiff in their body, the rolling of them up, the way that this breech pusher works, they can encounter that as a jam. Now, of course, with like deliberate chambering, you don't run into that issue. Hey, all right, we got one in there. Let's set that aside. Now, here's a magazine of very used darts. These are a combination of like Busby long range darts, and it looks like there's a couple of Target diamond darts. Again, just showcasing there that it'll definitely take the in-strike magazines. It's actually got the space for the lip on the side, which begs the question, I don't know, there might be a bonus segment at the end of this one. It was so close, and immediately rolled a dart over in there. And I will admit, one design flaw that I'm seeing now is that there is no jam door on this blaster. Nothing, the aesthetics of the blaster leads to no jam door, which means you do have to reach up in there to get the jam cleared. I guess you could also just keep priming in, but man, full-length darts are rough. But that's the Pyroraptor. Before we give you our final thoughts, I want to try something really quick. All right, so as a final addendum segment, while the spring was not necessarily compatible with any of the other springs I had readily available on hand, I knocked out the dart tooth in this, and it's got just enough barrel length that it'll take half-length adapters and half-length darts. I haven't put it over the chronograph yet, so 67, 78, 77, 83, 81, 82. Now that's with AF Pro darts, the Wally World version. Ultimately, I think that this is kind of neat. It's like a low FPS half-length dart blaster for 30 bucks. So you have to do that tweak. You have to remove that part. Otherwise, you have to like double feed the darts to get it to press down on the thing. But hey. So I think that is like a stock class half-length blaster. The Jurassic Pro is pretty cool. I'm not sure what else to say about it other than that. I think that it's an affordable entry. It's got cool design features on it. I don't think that it was designed to be a half-length blaster necessarily, but it is easy enough to convert it. And some of these are flying really straight. It's just I'm so used to overpowering my half-length blasters that shooting one that's sub 100 is a little funky, a little fresh. But if you need something for like a younger foam flinger, whether they like dinosaurs or don't like dinosaurs, I think that this is a really good way to kind of break into that scene, just because it does have the pusher system. So I will not do a full in-depth mod guide on this. There will be a YouTube short about the internals and what I did to it between that last segment and this one. But I think that it's a neat option for a Slamfire half-length blaster. It might even be good for stock class wars if you already have a scabbard rig and a bunch of Talon mags and stuff like that. But that's just my take. Let me know what you think of the Jurassic blaster. In this last segment, I think I've called it the Jurassic Pro twice, and it obviously isn't that. It's the Pyroraptor. But overall, I think it's a pretty sweet little pickup at a very affordable price given what it does and how easy it was to adapt into half-length. Kind of cool. Much love, Blast on, Drac out.